Hi everyone, and welcome to Grimes Time. I'm your host, Joe Grimes, and with me as always, Evan Mulgrave. We are proud to announce our very first Grimes Time giveaway. The prize, record album, but not just any record album, one personally signed by the man, Jeff Goldblum himself. Not many people know this, but before Mr. Goldblum's acting career took off, he had a short stint in the band, The Big Chill.
So I believe they were a jazz septet by the look of it. Not sure if he was on woodwinds or brass, but looks like a hidden gem to me.
We're going to show you a jar of Skittles, and you guys are going to have to guess how many you think are in them. So let's get to it. That's like a dozen. There's got to be more. You got to put more in there.
I know. Denny, when I gave you this jar earlier today, it was full of Skittles. There are now 23 Skittles in this jar.
He keeps eating them. What are you doing?
You're diabetic and you're just shoveling those things in your mouth. You're eating death pellets. They're gonna take your legs, Denny.
This week, our local hero is Paul Uhndhees, the general manager of the Monroeville Olive Garden. You can find Paul's story in our local newspaper, Penn Trafford Star.
Yeah, I typically like to troll the Star, the police blotter. I like to see when my former classmates are stacking up DUIs and stuff like
In this edition, you can read the harrowing tale of how Paul risked life and limb to stop a would-be dine and dasher, Nathan Dorn. I was blown away by this story. I mean, on the edge of my seat, Paul. Please tell us about the night that turned you into a hero.
I just reacted to this situation, you know? I had a strong hunch of what was going on, and turned out to be true.
So there are signs that show a potential dine and dasher, huh?
Absolutely. If you know what to look for, the check comes, suddenly they're talking in hushed whispers. They're looking over both shoulders. They're usually dressed shabby too, if I can be blunt, you know, like they have no business being in an Olive Garden. And just cheapskates.
Cheapskates, huh? Well, what do you mean by that?
Just getting water, tipping poorly, if at all.
Oh, some might call that fiscally responsible. You don't know. These people may not be people of means, you know.
I call it cheap. Particularly, this gentleman, most egregiously, would make his date, the girl he was with, pay for her portion of the meal, which I think we can all agree you don't do. A man pays for his woman's meal each time, every time.
Well, it certainly sounds like Monroeville is better off with this Nathan Dorn character off the streets.
Yes.
Sounds to me like you were profiling the guy.
What?
Yeah, I mean, sounds like maybe he had an axe to grind. The guy goes to his car, maybe he's getting his wallet, maybe he's grabbing a smoke, and...
Well, it does say here that he pulled a knife on him.
Exactly.
String beans chasing me to my car, I'm going to probably pull a knife on him too, so...
When he pulled the knife on you, what went through your head? Did your life flash before your eyes? Did loved ones race through your mind? Or what happened?
Never was in fear for my life. He was really intoxicated. Him and his date had polished off a number of bottles of our house wine, a great Sutter Home Shiraz for any viewers. I don't know when this goes out, but it's available now. And so he was drunk. He was, bow-legged, breathing heavy, smashed.
One of the things I was wondering is, what kind of techniques did you use to get that knife off him? Some sort of a keto, wrist lock?
No, he just slapped it off his hand. He was waving it at me like it was a flyer, and his head is kind of lolling, his mouth's open, kind of like that.
That's pretty fortunate you ran into someone who wasn't really, versed in combat, because if you ran into somebody like me out there, I mean, you could really be in some trouble with the training that I have, so it was good.
Oh yeah, you have combat training? Wouldn't have thought that looking at you.
I was at home and I was thinking to myself, the headline should have read "Super Manager," like Superman, only manager.
I would have plunged that thing right in your chest.
Did you receive any awards or accolades for your heroic act?
Sorry. The women who work there made me a nice card.
Now, as a manager, Paul, would you think that that's the best use of your staff's time than making you cards, for fist-fighting drunks in your parking lot?
Well, I didn't tell them to make me the card. They wanted to do it.
Oh, that's
to show their appreciation for me going above and beyond the Call of Duty. A lot of people in their work, they just do the bare minimum that they have to get by, and
Oh, are you insinuating that that's what I do? Oh.
I just wanted to thank you personally. It's great to know that there are still people like you in this community.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Give me too much credit.
And I agree. He does give you too much credit. But I did want, because you're here, I do a bit called Abs Eats. And I shed a light on the signature dish of some local eateries.
Oh, wait, we said we'd do this next week.
That's fine. He's here now. Why not do it now? So I went with your chicken parmesan.
Great choice.
Chick parm. That's my favorite. That
Everyone
is my
loves it.
favorite. I always wanted to know, what is that cheese that you use on the chicken?
It's Parmesan.
Okay, well, the first thing I notice about the dish is how unimaginatively plated it is. Looks like really no thought at all went into getting it in this container. Maybe it was rescued from the trash. Certainly smells that way. And second thing I notice is the chicken. Looks like no chicken I've ever seen. Looks more of like a mystery meat situation. If I had to judge this dish on looks alone, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs down because this foul is foul.
What is this?
But here at Evs Eats, we don't judge a book by its cover. We judge a book by how it tastes. So why don't I go ahead and take a bite here and see what we got. That's ass. That's
All right.
ass. I wouldn't feed that to my dog, and he's dead. So.
Okay, let me tell you something. This is ridiculous.
Oh,
it's
it's
despicable.
ridiculous? No.
You invite me here, apparently under false pretenses, for this
Look at this guy.
bread son of a bitch over here.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you
Listen,
heard me.
Evs, you ain't no hero, okay?
Oh, I'm not.
No,
I'm
our
not. Did
show
you read
this
the fucking
week.
paper?
Yeah, I did.
That's what it
Join us
says.
next-
You overserved some idiot on toilet wine, and then you smack his head off the fucking thing. Don't make you a hero, pal.
That's a Sutter Home
Oh,
Shiraz.
fuck out of my studio. How about that? Get the fuck out of this boat shed. You're nothing.
Fucking dumb, bald, fat idiot.
You want to get dirty on these? Is that what you want?
Okay.
Is that what you want? Because I'm dining, but I ain't dashing. Okay, pal? I ain't no Dorn. Okay? I ain't all liquored up and I ain't bow-legged. So you want to do this thing?
Whoa.
Kill you! I'm fine. Joe, I'm fine. He has the grip of a child. He doesn't have the technique.